Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for the new moon that's occurring on July 28th, 2022. First, we're going to take a look at the collective energy, which of course we are all a part of, and we will feel that energy. And then I'm going to break it down into each life path number. So this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personal reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below, and I would love to work with you. All right, so I want to sort of focus on the illumination of the 1 and the 5. So collectively, those are influences that we'll be feeling the most pronounced. With the 1 energy, we are getting the invitation to be more assertive, not more aggressive, more assertive in going after what we want. There's a fire that's being lit beneath us to motivate us into action and not allowing fears of failure or not fitting in or whatever story we tell ourselves why we can't do something that's keeping us from achieving our goals and building towards our dreams. So this energy helps us to find our courage and our confidence to speak up and share our ideas and gifts, no matter how unconventional or misunderstood they may be. So with 1 energy, the idea or vision arrives, we take action to create that vision, and then we present the final product. If we try to get people to understand ahead of time, something new, something unique, we're sort of wasting our energy and resources trying to do that. Create it and then show people its magnificence. 1 energy doesn't wait for the acceptance or the approval. It makes things happen with or without approval from others. The key with this energy is to have a controlled burn. So big starts are great, but if you are building something, you need endurance, right? And sometimes 1 energy can be like that fire that's just combustible, and once it starts, it just spreads. And so it's really important for those of us feeling that energy, and especially if you're a life path 1, to sort of find ways to work with that energy so that it's not just burning up everything that you're touching or trying to work towards, right? Because you need the endurance. So pace yourself with this energy. Pay attention to the details and be really mindful of what you burn as you blaze this new trail. So with this 1 energy, think of new starts, independence, autonomy, big risks. This is a great time to take big risks. If with or without high stakes, right? I mean, you have to do what's best for you in your circumstances. I'm not advising you what to do, but the energy is supportive for taking those big risks, especially if it's something that keeps coming in for you and keeps like calling to you to take action on, right? This is a beautiful energy for that and for going for it. So this is also great energy for, think of like an unconventional approach. So finding a solution to something that hasn't been found before, right? And a lot of times the way to find a new solution is to think outside the box, is to think unconventionally. And so this energy, especially coupled with the 5 energy, is really promoting unconventional thinking and taking a new approach to something that we have been maybe gotten stagnant on how we've been approaching it or what we've been doing or whatever the case may be. But this is going to give us that motivation and that passion to, again, pick things back up, take an unconventional approach, see things differently, and maybe, again, approach things a little bit differently. Passion, perseverance, and perseverance against the odds is really highlighted with 1 energy. So you've got everything that you need as far as the supportive energy behind you to go after whatever it is that you've been wanting to go after and create whatever it is that you wanted to create, right? And so with such strong 5 energy present, we can then also expect abrupt change, major transformation, and perhaps some level of restlessness. So 5 energy is an energy that is so big that it wants to be constantly moving. It needs constant change. Like mundane, boring is not it's kind of like a polarity for 5 energy. And so there can sometimes be, because, in life, there are things that we need patience with. There are things that we need to take our time with. And so for 5 energy, that can create restlessness. And so it is very possible, especially combined with the 1 energy, that's this fire energy, that we can feel restless, especially around projects or situations that maybe haven't been moving as rapidly as we have wanted them to, or maybe around situations where we haven't seen the outcome or the gratification or instant gratification that maybe we've wanted. And so you can kind of feel a little bit of restlessness around that. Pay attention to where you're feeling the restlessness though, because if it's something where it's like, it's a situation in your life that's gotten so mundane and so routine, then that's your soul kind of saying, hey, let's shake it up a little bit. Let's do things a little bit differently. Let's add some more spice to this because, to reignite that passion, right? And again, especially coupled with 1 energy. So pay attention to where the restlessness is coming in. If it's strictly coming in around something where you're just sort of pissed off because it hasn't produced the results yet, then that could just mean that, hey, it just needs to take a little bit more time, right? Like just needs a little bit more time to cook. So, but if it's coming in around something that actually has gotten really stagnant or mundane, then maybe you need to take a look at that and see how you need to spice things up or change things up a little bit. So pay attention to that. So again, if anything has become stale, mundane, or energy depleting, if anything's sort of depleting your energy, then this illumination will bring the windstorm to sort of shift that energy in a big way. So with this, expect the unexpected, always with 5 energy. You may think you know how something was going to play out, and this energy sort of comes in and brings that game changer or the lightning bolt or the awakening that brings unexpected clarity and shifts your experience like 180 degrees. So this energy can absolutely keep us or catch us off guard, but it's working with us to work with that 1 energy to motivate us to make that change, to do something different, to see things differently, to ultimately enhance and up-level our lives in a good way, right? So whatever this highlights for us, whatever this 5 energy highlights for us, we can expect some level of shock or surprise and a change in direction. And again, this also goes for like on the global stage, like collectively as well. This is a universal energy that we're working with, this 5 and this 1. So of course, this is a general reading. So not everyone will sort of feel the energy the same way, but it is present, right? And it is there for us to work with. And again, it's collective. It's a universal energy. So we will see it in some way, shape, or form play out on a global stage. The 5 energy coupled with that of the 1 is sort of begging us to get out of our comfort zone, think big, take action, and to approach and do things we haven't thought of or done before. So some people may experience major shifts in various areas of their lives. This combination of the energies sort of helps us to better see what we are capable of when we no longer hide behind the mask of fear and insecurities. So this energy of the 1 and the 5 is limitless, confident, adaptable, and it knows its worth of contribution. So it's not sitting in a corner somewhere waiting for life to happen to it. It is going to, again, encourage us, entice us, motivate us to create the life that we want to live, right? So this is big, monumental energy that can support us in making massive shifts within our experience and awareness that can propel us more deeply into our own unique purpose and a heightened, more expansive, fulfilling, and aligned experience. So very powerful energies for this new moon. And with it being a new moon, again, new starts, new initiations, taking a big risk, all of these things, right? So incredibly powerful energy that we're working with. And I would say that we'll probably feel this sort of leading up to the new moon, so a few days before the 28th. And I would say that we'll probably feel this into August, until maybe even the full moon. So it's very, very possible because these are such big, ambitious energies that we're working with. Okay, let's take a look at each individual life path number now. Life path 4s. Okay, so for us, there is this major opportunity for major growth and expansion around any projects or contributions that have the potential to sort of affect the greater good of the collective in some way. So these could be ideas or projects that maybe we've been working on or that, have come in for us, but we haven't taken, I don't know, maybe we took initiative on it and then it fell away and now it's coming back and now it's got the support to really like ignite and something to come of it. But again, it has to have the integrity behind it to where it actually is meant for a greater purpose. It's meant to, have a greater impact, right? For the greater good. So there's definitely a lot coming in around that. So pay attention to, again, any ideas, any big dreams, any projects, any potential for collaborations, anything that comes in for you around this illumination or that resurfaces, right? That maybe has shown up before, but now resurfaces in a big way. There is the potential for this to be very highly successful, very supported, and again, to have some kind of greater impact, which is incredibly profound. So we may see major shifts and changes around those projects or just, around anything that we're sort of putting our energy into, anything that we are focusing our energy where we have our intent behind. We may see major shifts and changes around that to assist us in, again, sort of creating or building whatever that is that we're trying to do, as long as, again, there's integrity behind it. And I think that's really going to be key to kind of come back and check in with ourselves and ask ourselves the why. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we putting ourselves through whatever it is that we're putting ourselves through to create whatever this is, right? If it's purely for selfish reasons, if it's purely for the self, then we're going to probably face a lot more challenges around that. And not saying that we won't accomplish it, but it's just not going to have the same significance. It's not going to have the same value or the reward that it would if there is sort of that desire to, again, sort of contribute in some way to the greater good with whatever this is. So you may notice some major shifts or major changes around that. So just be aware of that. The other thing is, and this is sometimes very difficult for 4s, unless you have like a lot of 5s in your chart, I would say, or a lot of 1s, but be unconventional. This is really important under this universal energy of the 1 and the 5, but also for 4s, we are working with 5 and 9 energy as well. So being unconventional in the way that we think and like thinking outside the box, seeing a bigger picture, taking more into consideration and getting outside of our comfort zone. That is sometimes very difficult for 4 energy. 4 energy is more controlled. It wants to be more precise. It likes the structure. It likes the organization. It likes the, the details, right? The checklist, the systems. And so, which isn't a bad thing, but there is something to be said about like still keeping that in place, but also looking at the bigger picture, taking a risk, doing something differently than we've done before, doing it in a different way, that sort of thing. So I think that's going to come in really, really strongly for us, which is going to probably feel uncomfortable, but we need to find a way to get comfortable in that uncomfortableness and sort of make it happen because that's where we're going to get the most out of this energy, right? So this has the potential to be really powerful, a lot of expansion and potential major growth around, again, some of the ideas and projects that we want to implement or work on. So, that's like music to a 4's ear. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Take advantage of these energies, work with them the best of your ability. If it feels uncomfortable, that's probably a good thing under this energy. All right, 4s, take care. Bye for now.